Welcome to the Texas Truck Channel, and yes, we got the Passport finally. We're gonna get it up the hill, and it's very wet and rainy and slick. I almost fell down doing just the intro walking up. And but Brun, this is gonna be a fun one because this thing seems compromised, but it's got all the looks.
I don't know, man. For ages we've been saying, you know, the Passport's really cool. What if it had a better approach angle? And like, maybe they gave us some like cool wheels and tires and some skid plates or something. Hello, here we are. I'm excited about this. We've actually been fighting to get this thing because even dealers haven't loaned them to us because they're all sold. We can't get one. This one came from Honda. Thanks to Honda for sending it out to us. This is a Pilot Ridgeline Passport Honda light truck chassis, which is good and bad. The good is, well, kind of everything. And the bad is there's no low range. Let's keep it as simple as that. There's no low range option. And if you're an off-road person, that does matter. It's not necessarily going against a Jeep Wrangler or a Toyota 4Runner. It's going against a Subaru Outback Wilderness. So you're in the same camp, and I think we've got some advantages here. So let's get into that. First of all, the look. They've nailed the freaking looks. I've gotten questions about this during the week. I've had people going, oh, at gas pumps, the whole thing. You would think I'm in a red Corvette. It's actually done really well. They nailed it, man. And the best way to describe the appearance, other than the nose is kind of its own thing. The overall shape and size is kind of like a thick Bronco Sport. So I'm gonna put it there. That's a good thing. I love it. Headlights are awesome. They have this hoop around, which is a DRL. I like that a lot. You've got an embossed Passport across the nose. It actually shows you how wide the thing is. It's actually a lot bigger than you think it is. It goes on forever. Trailsport badging. Plastic bumper, Craig, but this is plastic, not body color matched, meaning that if you damage it or scratch it, you can just replace it. There's no body shop involved. We're like, oh, match the white here, match white there. They've thought that out pretty well. A lot of flat black plastic where they think you'll rub the most. I do appreciate that. That's a huge plus. People want to act like that's, oh, they went cheap on it. No, when you're trail working, you don't want pinstriping. That's the best thing you can have. Still plastic, but right down here, you can't quite reach it, we have proper skid plates. Engine, transmission, and fuel tank are all protected. So this thing's actually got some real protection from the factory. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Also, Craig has pointed out to me several times, the previous gen has some following in the Overland community where guys have lifted these things with bigger tires. I'm curious what we see out of this one. I think you're gonna get even more enthusiasm on it. Down here, Craig, big, prominent, orange tow hooks, which means they freaking work because they're not black. And this is something that one of its Japanese competitors just can't quite understand. Make them out front, make them easy to get to and easy to find. When you're in a murky, muddy, boggy situation, the last thing you want to do is crawl down underneath and try and get it. You better right where you want it. Good job, Honda. They nailed that. I want to come around the side real quick and show this, Craig. Get a profile on this thing. You see that? Right there?
Oh yeah.
That's a shorter nose than you get on the Pilot Trailsport. This is a better approach angle at 24 degrees. It's right in that neighborhood. A little bit of a teaser here. We drove the Pilot Trailsport, which is the longer version of this in terms of overhangs, on this exact hill, and it pretty much laughed its way up, but it was dry that day, so I'm not sure what we're gonna get today. Let's talk about wheel and tire, Craig. We have, first of all, the rubbers. These boys are thick. They've not gone skinny on this for MPG. They've made it a meaningful tire. These are the General Grabber AT Sports. The non-sports are kind of noisy on the highway. These are not. General's not my go-to brand for tires, not my first pick usually, but from a factory tire, not complaining really. 275 60 R18s on it. Those are about the right size. I'm glad that they gave you some meat with it. And I like that it's actually a really aggressive looking tire. If nothing else, they've won the parking lot battle. And you've got the sidewall blocking that looks cool too. That's pretty neat. You can probably air that down a little bit, but not a whole lot if you need to do trail work. Good news is the suspension is so soft, you're not gonna like default to airing it down right away. That's pretty neat. Cladding galore. Anywhere you're gonna rub brush going over objects, don't worry about it, it's got you covered. Real roof rack, Craig, you actually have these little scuff marks right here. So when you're running straps and stuff over, you won't scratch roof paint or anything like that.
Yeah, I kind of thought that through. Yeah.
Kind of thought that through, and actually back here too, there's a step right here. Look at that. So they've really kind of like thought it through as a thing. That's rated for 210 pounds of dynamic weight, which means a roof tent, baskets, recovery gear, totes, whatever you want, it can handle it. 113-inch wheelbase, which is 0.2 shorter than the Pilot. I think it's probably a control arm variance. But anyways, the old Passport was about 3 inches shorter in wheelbase, so that has grown, which pays dividends inside, but might be a problem going up the hill. Departure angle though, because you have the stubby rear, is actually 27 degrees of departure. I mean, ignore that trailer hitch, but it's actually really quite good. So we don't test departure on this test because we don't come down the hill, but just know you can go down things and not worry about it. Out back, you've got no tow hooks, but you have a 5,000 pound rated tow hitch. That's your recovery point out back here. That's pretty cool. Let's hop inside and see what we got.
All right, Brian's gonna tell us all the goodies. The biggest thing I'm worried about, Brian, is look, the Trailsports previously, Ridgeline or Pilot, we've been every time we're like, wow, I can't believe it. Is this gonna do the same thing for us? It's a wet day.
I hope so, and let me show the guys what we have in here. So this is not the Elite trim, Craig, so we don't have the 360 camera, which is kind of annoying, but this one costs right at $50,000. You can get the Elite trim and get ventilated seats, trail cam, lots of different variability. I think I would actually probably get that package. Would you?
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think it is too, just because of the options you can get. But we do get, Craig, what's going to help us on the hill for sure is orange. We've got orange on everything.
That might get you over.
I mean, it's like bronze orange, orange. I mean, that counts, right?
Oh, yeah.
2-inch lift right there. Now, importantly, really the only thing I can show you in here is that there is no traction control off button, but there is a stability reduction if we need it in the screen. I wish it was just a button, but
buried in a menu.
It's buried in a menu. Oh, look at this. Bunch of blanks could have been right there, but that's okay.
I know.
You do have drive modes though.
Yep.
And we do have hill descent control,
yes.
which we don't really test because
who needs help going down a hill?
You have a brake pedal, whatever, it doesn't matter for that. So you've got normal, sport, econ, snow, trail, and sand, and tow, obviously. So those three are the ones that we have to work with for off-road use. I'm looking up here, Craig. I'm not seeing much sand.
Yeah, so sand mode reduces stability control and gives you a lot of acceleration, so a lot of throttle.
Okay.
Trail reduces stability, but reduces your throttle.
So it makes it smoother inputs.
Yep.
So it doesn't do a whole lot. So we're not getting like brake force distribution and that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
What we also are lacking here, Craig, is a button that says it has a locker.
Yeah, because it doesn't have one.
It doesn't have one, but let me tell you how this works. This is the IVTM4 all-wheel drive system, and it's the second generation. This one will engage quicker than the first gen, and can take 40% more torque on the rear diff, because they've redesigned the rear diff. That's actually pretty cool. What that means for you is it can send up to 70% of the engine's power to the rear, meaning 30 up front, 70 to the rear. So it can overpower the rear, and then of that 70%, it can send up to 100% to whichever wheel has the most traction. So what that means is in effective use, if we get a wheel in the air, that one in the air is getting no power. It's going to the one that's on the ground. That's pretty cool. The only downside with that is if you're doing just a full day of trail use, historically we've seen those systems overheat. That is a thing that can happen. I don't know if it's going to happen here. It's a cool day, thankfully. Fingers crossed.
But we've also had some dedicated Toyota off-roaders do the same thing on this hill.
Very true. And also one more thing to point out, when we go to trail mode, it does give you the off-road gauge cluster, which gives you compass and elevation. We're at 810 feet on the hill at the base.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pointless metric. I'll take that. And then you've got pitch and roll, and kind of like Toyota, it shows you a diagram. It doesn't tell you a number, but it's okay. You've got an indication before you flip over. That's it.
All right, so what motor are we going to try on this particular attempt?
Well,
we're going to go normal and then see if we need help?
We usually do normal, like you came off the road and you roll up on something. Let's try that, and then we can go to our tools if we need to.
We're going to try normal, see what happens. Be honest, I don't know there's going to be a whole lot of difference between the modes. Who knows? This is not as robust of a system as Toyota A-Track, but maybe it's really good. You know, Mazda surprises with their modes. Maybe Honda will do the same. Nice and slow, good grip from the tires. Okay, this is a little unfair, Brian, because look, we know before this hill, this 23 would have been enough.
Yeah.
You have to cheat it to my way just a tad.
In all fairness, the front slipped over.
Yeah,
my line moved. I wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
It's just that slick. So I don't know if that's because generals are good or bad, or it's just that wet.
It's just wet.
It doesn't look good on camera, but it's misting and it's been raining all overnight.
Yeah.
So
I think we just need to cheat this way a little bit.
Okay, but still the main line, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, well that's exactly what we wanted to see, Brian. We've got your front drive, your tire up front spinning and the rear passenger tire spinning and nothing else happening.
Okay, so because we have our normal modes on, it's not locking in the rear aggressively. And because we had to cheat the line just a little bit, because look, the hill may have washed out enough that we need more than what it says now. It's we're doing the caddy corner thing. It doesn't look like it, but there's light ground pressure on those corners.
Exactly. This is why they're spinning.
Okay, so instead of resetting the line, which I think is probably what we would normally do, I want to just try trail mode.
Let's try it.
And let's just see if that makes any difference at all. Now again, we don't have low range.
Right.
So I can't be like, oh, let's try and crawl at a different speed. And we obviously we don't have enough approach to go main on it. So if this doesn't work, we can modify and do a left line. But let's see what we get just from here.
And so what this should do, this should send more power to the rear, and then it's going to reduce your throttle input, but it's going to reduce your stability. So,
which is fine, and it should make the rear diff more aggressive.
Right,
so maybe we won't get that rear one spinning so much.
Exactly.
So.
Okay. All right, so we're in trail mode. We're going to stay right where we're at and see what happens. Okay, well, that was fun. So we've got a really slick situation here.
Dude.
And when we moved to your driver's side, and the tow hook was fine, though. Tow hook.
Okay, so is that what I heard?
Yeah, you're
okay,
fine.
Okay,
Nothing's tore up, all's good.
Your facial impression made me think that might be something else going on.
No, we're good. But it's hard to go up in that exact spot because then I say that, I don't know, you backed off it fine. You should be able to just go forward, right?
My concern, Craig, is that we're moving a lot on the ground surface.
Yes.
We don't normally move that much laterally side to side.
Right.
Let me back up, let's try a different line.
We do normally reset the line. I say we just do trouble and reset the line.
Okay.
Because the diff did do more and did help.
Oh, it
more.
walked.
Yeah.
By the way, we missed that part. Change the mode and all of a sudden it goes boop.
Yeah, no, so that part worked. We just lost actual slick grip, and so we moved in the wrong line. Our line changed on this.
So do we want to bias to the right a little bit more maybe?
Bias to the right a little bit more, and let's just reset the line.
Okay.
Got it crossed up, but it kept going.
It's going this way.
Yep. Maybe actually come like this more.
Okay.
Got it crossed up. The locker's working, basically. Not locker, but oh yeah, we're good. Lots of spinning, but that diff's working. Okay, all right. We didn't cheat there. In some ways, that line's harder for depending on the vehicle you're in. It just
absolutely.
So that was just a grip thing, so we had to change the line.
It's the wetness.
I'm really curious because a lot of people, oh, you're gonna overheat the diff, you're gonna overheat the transmission. Show me any warning lights. Okay, none.
None.
We've literally been in Tacomas, Brian, and had warning lights.
Yeah, TRD Pro Tacomas have warning lights. Well, not just Tacomas, a lot of stuff. We've had AT4X GMCs do it. We've had Hyundai Kia clutch pack style stuff do it. Look, so this kind of tells you everything you need to know about a soft rotor. Because you don't have 30 degrees of approach angle, you don't have, it's 8.3 inches of ground clearance. A Land Cruiser is 8.7, which is kind of too low for that class. We have to pick lines. So you need a spotter, but that was more fun than a Raptor going up that hill.
Yeah.
It made a normal logging road trail super entertaining, and it did it. And by the way, the rear diff is magic. It does work. It didn't overheat. I think this thing has medium cred on off-roading, medium plus.
Which, again, this goes back to the 95% use case scenario.
Yes.
And even 95% of the trails scenarios.
Right.
For overlanding. It'll do it.
Well, by the way, can we define overlanding real quick?
That's a good point.
It's mostly buying crap for your car and showing off your REI. That's it.
Sure.
And all of our sponsors are going to not like hearing that, but that's a lot of the community aspect side of it.
Yeah, that's
now,
a good point.
If you're serious
it's
about
not a rock crawler.
It's not rock crawler. That's a different thing. This will do your daily drive better than anything in the category that's an off-roader, like a Wrangler, a Bronco, 4Runner, that kind of thing. But when it comes to this stuff, it's not going to wheel the same way, but it's going to do 80% of it.
All right, Brian, Ridgeline Trailsport, Pilot Trailsport, impressed.
Yep.
Passport Trailsport?
Impressed.
Okay.
2 thumbs up.
There we go. With that, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know which one you're getting out of those 3 flavors. We kind of like them all. And Brian, we had a question on another video on our road test. You can only get one vehicle.
Okay.
Would you get this
Okay.
or a 4Runner CRD off-road for about the same price?
I like them both a lot. That's not really a fair question. This is a better day. I can't answer. Tell us. I don't know.
It's a really hard question. Yes. Please let us know in the comments what you would get. I think that's a great comparison there.
Yeah.
We think this is the better buy than the Subaru Wilderness Edition version.
Well, okay. Good point. We're going to ramble some more. Honda's launching this thing as, look how much better this is than a Wilderness.
And it is.
It is. We're saying, no. Should you get this or a 4Runner?
Because it's that good
right.
in daily use. It's so good, and there's such little compromise on the trails.
Yeah.
Why not consider this?
For sure.
Let us know what you're doing.
Thanks
See you
for
on the
watching.
next one.